Have you been having fun so far? Yeah? Well, you know what? Give a big round of applause to Impact. All right, well, my name is Tiera Fletcher, and the video that you just saw is my awesome project. It's not a simple project, it's a very complicated one. It takes thousands and thousands of contractors to work on this one project. And at the age of 23 years old, I'm working at the Boeing company on NASA's Space Launch System rocket. Why is this rocket so unique? Why is it so important? Because it is our vehicle to Mars. What do I mean by that? So in 2020, this rocket will be taking off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida in the United States. And we will complete a lunar mission. A lunar mission just means that we'll go around the moon. But we'll go much further than the Apollo program ever did. We're going to hit radiation that will test our equipment and prove grounds for our mission to Mars. We're going to create habitats. We're going to utilize the research that we're collecting from the International Space Station in order to understand how the human body reacts to long times in space. When you're in space for a long time, you can really experience all sorts of things, especially with your bone density. So we want to make sure that humans will be as safe as possible going on this long mission. Who's interested in going to Mars? I need some noise when you raise your hand. You know, it's a little dark up there too. A little bit? Okay, so let me spark your interest. So Mars is a place it's really unknown. We know that it's a planet, sure. We know a few details about it, but we really want to understand more. We want to understand what is so unique about this planet. Can it possibly be another place for us to live? Can we really move on to Mars? Those are the questions that the Space Launch System is going to be answering. So in the 2030s, humans will go to Mars. So you know what? This program is just beginning. And so is my career. Again, at the age of 23 years old, I'm considered very young to be a rocket scientist. So let me tell you about my story. I grew up in a small town outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States, for those of you who don't know. And at the age of 6, that's when I realized that I had an interest for math and science. My parents, they made sure that they really paid special attention to that. So my mother, she would take me to the grocery store, and she would get me to calculate the total of groceries, including tax, with no calculator by the time I got to the register. That's pretty unique, right? So my father, he was a construction worker. He would teach me about structural integrity. He wanted me to understand how to put my creativity to life, but also understand how to actually create a structurally sound building. That's 6. And then at 11, I decided to be an aerospace engineer. That's quite young as well. But I stuck to that, I remained focused, and I made my dream come true. I started going to MIT in 2013. MIT, for those of you who don't know, is the most prestigious engineering institute in the entire world. So of course, when I was applying, and even when I got in, I didn't think that I could do it. I didn't think that I could actually succeed. I didn't think that I would fit in or even excel for that matter. But I did. I attended MIT. I majored in aerospace engineering. I had professors who were astronauts. I worked on these really cool and amazing research projects. I really did something that was out of the ordinary, especially as a minority in the aerospace field. What do I mean by minority? Well, in the United States, being an African-American female and 23 years old is not common in the aerospace world. I am the only woman of color on my team, and I am the youngest on my team as well. Many people are 30 years my senior. They've been working on this for a very long time. But I break barriers every single day so that people who are like me in some way or some shape or form or matter, people who may not believe that they can do it because of how they look or because they just don't think that they have the capabilities, so that they know that they can do it. So many of you, some of you may have kids, and I want you all to know that it's so important the way that you encourage them, the way that you build them up, the way that you inspire them to pursue their dreams. One day, they will look back and say, you know what? I like to thank my parents for making all of the sacrifices that they did to make my dreams possible. So to all of you, I would just love to leave you with the message to believe in yourself, to never give up. There will be many points of failure. There will be many points where you just don't think that you can do it. And I also want to let you know to not settle. You may be at a point where you're complacent with where you are in your career or with your life period. But I want to encourage each and every one of you to keep dreaming. The great part about achieving one dream is achieving another one that's bigger and greater. That's how you truly live life. So I encourage you all to live, and let's create, innovate, and change the world. Thank you very much.